Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, and Happy New Year, everyone. I can't believe it's 2019, so wow. Here we are, and this is a message actually that's going to be a little bit off the cuff today. I was not planning on doing a video today. However, I was definitely thinking of switching the day of my weekly videos, so I may be switching to Saturday, so be on the lookout for that. It is definitely a very important video, which I'm doing. I will be doing the crystal education videos, in which I know a lot of you have been requesting. So, and this is something I love to do. I love crystals, love gemstones. I love the magical properties. I love in the ways in which stones work with us to make our lives better. So much that crystals can do. And I definitely will be sharing more. I did do a video on selenite, so you may want to check that out because it's one of the most powerful crystals that there is. But this video I felt like was a very urgent one. And I hope that this is going to help some people out there who feel like that this speaks to them and that they're in this place. If you are new to this channel, I welcome you here, and perhaps you'll think about being a subscriber. My name is Elizabeth, as I said, and I am a psychic medium. I am a divine channeler. I'm also a spirit extractor specialist, as well as a divine twin flame. So most of my clients do happen to be on the twin flame journey. However, my type of work in which I do is open to anyone and everyone, as I always say. Because I am a psychic medium, I can speak to the other side. Because I can speak to the angelic realm, your spiritual team, this would be helpful for anyone who would really like some guidance in their lives, would really like some clarification, some answers. Perhaps you are receiving communication and getting guidance, but you're just not recognizing it and not sure if you can trust it. So I'm here for that. So if you know someone who is not a twin flame and you happen to be one yourself and you would like to refer them, that would be absolutely fantastic. And you can learn all about me on the paranormalpriestess.com. So that's the best way to contact me. And I also wanted to make an announcement about contact, because this has been happening quite often. And it's something that I definitely want to address. Lots of people have been wanting to chat on Facebook, and it's very difficult for me to be able to do this. It really, really is. First of all, my schedule is usually very, very loaded. You know, I get inundated with a lot of requests. But it also comes down to an energetic factor too, is that I have to really guard my energy as to not deplete it. And I've had that happen before. So it's very important that I understand where my limitations are, where my boundaries are, and to also give myself that allotted space and time to not only decompress and get my energy levels back up, but to also engage in things that are going to help ground me in this world too. So although this is not to come off at all like I'm not compassionate and that I don't care about, you know, what people are going through, because I absolutely do, because I am a twin flame and I understand a lot of the obstacles and a lot of the stresses that can come with it. But this is just to let you know, realistically, what I can and really cannot provide. Facebook is really there for me to be able to, you know, I put my videos out on there, any type of important announcements and things like that. But I'm unable to do readings via Facebook. I cannot, or do chatting. So I would love to just receive your comments on things, but if there's something that's very specific to, to you, and it really is that you want your certain questions answered about your own particular journey, your own particular dynamic, or whatever questions about your life purpose, or whatever it is that's personal, it really is in the highest good for everyone involved. You might want to think about investing in a personal reading. And I do understand, some people that finances are a little hard. I do get that, but it's just very, very difficult to be able to extend my energy out to everyone and anyone who contacts me on Twitter, on Facebook, on the channel. It's very hard to do that. So please understand that. And I'm hoping that, you will be able to speak, and if I'm guided to work with you, because I always check in with my team, I'll be able to answer all your questions. I'm not a stickler for time in my reading, so not to say I'm going to go all the way over, but I'm not a stickler for my time. So if there are very important questions that say aren't answered, I don't mind going over, 5-10 minutes or something like that. I've even been known to go over 15 once in a while. But again, I'm not putting that out there to definitely say it's going to happen. But just please to understand when it comes to social media, it's not going to be about being able to do personal readings. I can only really do that in the atmosphere and for my energy, and which is for a personal reading. So definitely you want to think about, investing in that. I do have 30 minutes. If you can't, have the hour, I do have the 30 minutes. So that's why I have that option there. And I also try my best to put out content on YouTube in which, it's going to help somebody. So that's very important for me to do that, and I love doing that. So thank you for your understanding. That was just a very important announcement there. For this video, let's talk about this. Now, this is a subject that comes up a lot, and this is for twin flames specifically. Lots of people have been talking about that they are having a very hard time being able to move on. And this subject actually is kind of perfect right now, because when I was talking about the New Year's messages, and if you have not seen that, that's going to be the video that I previously did for the New Year's, for the annual predictions for 2019. And it talks a lot about motion, being in motion, being able to move ahead and to be able to step into your life and step into your purpose and really shine your soul light. And so this subject that we're going to talk about is really perfect, because there's a lot of twin flames. There are a lot of twin flames that feel that they're unable to move forward. They're unable to move on until their twin flames are in their lives. And there's a lot of this waiting. And if you follow different YouTube videos having to do with twin flames, this subject comes up a lot. And sometimes twin flames get caught up in the waiting, and they don't even realize that that's what they're doing, that they're actually waiting. Now, to avoid any type of confusion with that, waiting is very different from holding the space and still moving forward. So what I want to draw attention to is the holding the space for your twin flame, which is not saying that you want nothing to do with the journey and that you want the journey over, although sometimes we may say things out of anger or frustration or impatience. But the thing is to get out of the impatience. So if you are currently feeling very impatient with your beloveds, many of you have been on the journey for some years, maybe some of you it's months, some of you it's years. Some of you could easily have been on this for about 5, 6, 7 years, or even 10 years. And you feel like your life is not really providing happiness to you, providing satisfaction to you, and you constantly find that you are incessantly and desperately waiting for this person, waiting for them to come out of a divorce, waiting for them to come out of a relationship, waiting for them to contact you, waiting for them to say the words that they want to be with you, and you're not receiving that. Please understand that those are very specific expectations that you're putting out there. And putting out those expectations, putting that energy out there, is really stating that you want somebody to do something that they're not really ready for, and that you are not capable of bringing yourself an active life, a satisfied life, a life in which you can step into it and be very, very present and truly surrender. That's the thing. And I do understand as a twin flame that we get into we really kind of get stuck, okay? And yes, there is that perception of stuck, which also keeps us more stuck. But for a lot of people, they absolutely do get themselves in this stuck place where they don't have to be in that place, because they feel like if they don't stop thinking of their twin, or if they don't stop, putting that out there that, I'm going to wait for them. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to absolutely just wait and not do anything with my life until they are able to finally make a decision in which I deserve. If this is you, please know that although your intentions are very, very good, and yes, your love is very pure and very true, but what you're actually doing is very counterproductive. It really is. Because by you not putting your life into motion, okay, moving forward, enjoying what life brings, enjoying the people that come into your life because they're attracted there for a reason. By you not doing that, you are actually halting your twin from them being able to move as well and go through the very necessary preparations that they need, the healing that they need in order to actually make this twin flame connection work in the physical. Okay? So this is something really important to think about, because there are twins who are really making themselves very miserable and very sick, and you know, whether they're seeing pictures of their beloveds getting married or engaged, or they find out that they're dating somebody new through Instagram, or their twin had come forward and there was some communication there that seemed very hopeful, and then all of a sudden you thought that it was going to be more than that, or you thought that things would be in a different place in which they are. You're putting those expectations out there. Okay, you're putting that pressure on your twin, and you're not allowing the situation to unfold at all. And that those types of pressures are not going to allow your twin flame to come back to you. They really, really aren't. Your twin has to go through a growth process, just like you went through a growth process. They have to be able to figure out things for themselves, and they are getting plenty of help from their own guidance team as well. So yes, your prayers are very helpful, and I always recommend to my clients to put the prayers out there. Use the violet flame. If you don't know about the violet flame, I did put videos up with the violet flame and how to invoke that. It's very simple, and that's a very just high alchemy way of purifying energy. It's the Holy Spirit in action, basically. And, you know, that's all very good. But we have to understand when it's time to really let go, okay? And know that all the attempts to push things, put expectations out there, constantly sitting waiting, constantly staying home on the weekends because you just can't seem to want to get yourself out there because all you think about is your twin, turning down, you know, people who possibly would be really good to be with at that time. You know, some of you are missing out on opportunities to connect with other people. They could be dating situations. This may not be for everyone, but, you know, there could be very real and very enjoyable connections that are made. So maybe they're not your twin. Maybe it's not for the long run. Doesn't mean that those connections don't have value to them. They really do add value because they add value to your life. It shows energetically too. It's telling the universe that you are engaging in your life by opening the doors to people and to situations in which are going to make you really happy and keep you very present and moving forward in your life, keeping within the motion, being within motion. Okay, and that's going to be the very thing that's going to actually, in the long run, help you to attract the other you back into your life. Your twin, if they are not awakened yet, they are absolutely going through very important growth, very important learning lessons right now. And that may be that, you know, being with another partner right now, or being with a karmic partner, or whatever the case may be, going through the dark night of the soul. These may be things that are happening with your twin in which they need it. They need it. And it's up to you as someone who is demonstrating and expressing unconditional love and in its purest form, that you are allowing them to do just that. And that even though, you know, that pain may creep in, that other person is not you, you have to understand, if it were you, it would be a push and pull and would be chaotic energy. And it would not come together in the happy, beautiful reunion in which you envision. Okay, because both of you would not have the growth and the preparation necessary to hold that vibration, to hold that frequency, to anchor that love here. So you have to understand it from that perspective, that if you are not in reunion with your twin flame in the physical right now, that's because there are very, very real reasons. But one of those main reasons could very well be that you are not allowing yourself to move forward. And I know I can hear many of you are probably saying right now, well, Elizabeth, I just can't do that. There's no way I can picture myself living a life without my beloved, either he or she. I can't picture myself dating anybody else. I'm not going to be able to feel it. It's just not going to work. I can't. I'm not. Let's stop right there. The I can't, the I won't, I'm not, those types of things. You're closing the door. Anytime you are closing the door on you, you're closing the door on the other you. Hence, nobody gets together here. Do you understand? So I'm not putting this out to be harsh in any way, but I am very passionate and exuberant about this subject because so many people contact me, and even for myself, I've come across, just like you, I'm learning things all the time too. And although I put content out, I'm not perfect at things also. And I've come to realizations too. And the number one main realization that I have come across is this, is that I can absolutely be happy, carry myself as happy, no matter what. Happy is happy. Happy is not an end result. And happiness is not a destination. Happiness is a state of being. Many of us have heard that, but perhaps we are not actually embodying that, right? So think to yourself here. If you are feeling as though you are trapped in your situation, okay, you are waiting for your twin to come back to you, you are waiting for that response, you are waiting for a particular type of response in which you have expectations about, you are waiting for your twin to say, I want to marry you, I want to be with you, I want to have children with you, I want to get started on the mission together with you, I'm here with you. I understand that you desire that. Of course you do. I desire that. But are we going about it in a way in which we are not attracting it? You have to always bring it back to the fact that the twin flame experience, the twin flame dynamic is about the self. It is about the self-mastery. That means that we have to be capable, and that's why we go through so much of what we went through in 2018, right? So much of the painful lessons, so much of the purging, so much of letting go of old trauma and repressed emotions and anything and everything that has held us down and we've kept as baggage. That's why we've had to really heal from all those things, because we want to be able to step into our strongest and highest alignment. Remember that. You can't seek that alignment, that peace within your own skin, that happiness. You cannot seek it in another bodily form. I'll say it again. You cannot seek that in another bodily form. If you have not achieved that alignment where you are enjoying your life, you're peaceful right now with what is. You are happy. Okay, now no one's life is perfect. And when you get into union with your twin, that is not perfect as well. You both will have to work through healing. You will have to both work through things that need release. You will both have to be able to adjust and acclimate and grow together. And that's not an easy process. You are still going to continue to learn together. The twin flame reunion in the physical is not a destination either. In fact, consider that a whole brand new beginning. It's just different. At that point, then you're going to be working together. But if you are not in that place right now where you are feeling absolutely okay, or actually more than okay, great, with who you are, where you are, and you are in the trust that the divine has your back, your angels, your spiritual guides, Mother, Father, God, Jesus Christ, that they have your back, and that you know that divine timing and orchestration are working in your favor. If you're not in that place where you are present in your life, where you are not having anything stop you because I can't do that, I won't do that, I'm waiting for my twin, I can't take that trip, I cannot accept that person's phone number, I cannot be able to enjoy myself outside, going out to dinner, going out dancing, whatever it is that you resonate with. It could be anything. I'm not trying to put out there what anyone should do. But this is just talking from the energy standpoint. The energy standpoint and what it really takes to attract a twin flame. If you are not able to be present and show up every day in your life, feeling comfortable in your own skin, not waiting on a damn thing, realizing that your twin is going through things that are very pivotal, very profound, allowing them the space, but not putting your life on halt. If you can be in that place, then that's really, that's the place where you're going to be in the receiving mode for this reunion. That's going to attract it. But again, it's not in the timing that you want. It's not with your expectations. The timing comes into play. The orchestration comes into play. And those types of things, you cannot create scenarios in your head either, because those are expectations. Okay? Here's an example of this. I have not met my twin in the physical yet. I'm very real with people about that. I don't go into my own personal journey, but I share so much of what I've personally learned thus far. I'm not perfect. I'm just someone who's here on this journey like you. I do have, abilities. I have gifts that I use to help out people. But my life is not perfect. But I can tell you this, I don't know how I'm going to meet my twin. I don't want to think that I know how it's going to go. I've done this, by the way. Okay, I'm being very real with you. How it's going to go, how he might react, what I might say, what I might do next. It's so great. It really is to be able to create like an 80s style, romance movie, right? Don't we love those? Hope I'm not dating myself. But you know what I mean, is that we want so much to experience such a beautiful connection, an intimate connection that we never had with anyone else. We want that beautiful love, but sometimes, we just get too involved in our expectations and we don't even realize that we're doing it. And by putting those expectations out there, that is not allowing the surrender to take place, and that's not helping us to be able to move forward and be 100% present in our lives, because we are so focused on what our twin is doing, what they're not doing, how they feel about us, how they don't feel about us, where they are in their healing. And we're so wrapped around that. We're coiled up so tightly around that we can't see the world around us. We can't see what's coming our way that could be an absolute blessing. You don't need to know if it's going to be for a week. You don't need to know if it's going to be for a month. You don't need to know if it's going to be for several years. You don't need to know. And that's, I think, a lot of the issue that twins have, is that we want to know. I got to know. I got to know if this person's coming forward. I got to know if we're coming into union. I got to know if I'm going to be with a karmic for a week or for 3 years. I got to know if they're going to stay with their karmic partner for a week, for 2 years, for 5 years. I got to know if I'm going to be alone. I got to know when I'm going to have children, if I'm going to have children. We want to know. We want to know. This is why I always say, because, as a reader, that when we are seeking out readers and we want information to be provided to us, we have to be careful as to that we are seeking out information too much, that we want to know everything. Because the more you want to know, the less you're trusting and the less you are staying present in your life. Which means that you're constantly focused on a future event in which you have expectations attached to it. That is not going to have your twin flame have a change of heart and suddenly come running in your direction, because they're you. But as soon as you start living your life, I'm not trying to come off preachy in any way. I just really want to say this because I know how important it is and how many people struggle with this. If you don't show up within your own life and really engage in it and really count your blessings, the little miracles, whether they be events and people, and really see the value of surprises, really understand that those magical surprises, you don't need to know everything. By you staying open and staying in motion, that's exactly what it's going to translate to someone who shares your own soul. is that that's going to send the message to them that they don't have to stay put in that marriage. They don't have to stay put in their toxic patterns. They don't have to stay stuck in the things that they're doing that are self-destructive. They don't need to do that, because here they are. They have the other half, which is affecting them and impacting them. And you are driving your life forward. You are enjoying yourself. You are not putting a label on happiness whatsoever. And you realize that by doing that, you're not missing out on your life. And by you doing that, you are achieving the highest vibration for yourself. And all of that, those are the recipes for being able to reunite with the greatest spiritual love that there is, and for you both to come together, and there won't be a codependency there. Because this is not a connection whatsoever that is based on the limitations of the 3D world. This is not codependency. This is not only a connection based on personality. This is not what could I get out of this. That's not the kind of connection this is, guys. This connection is about you and your other you. So some of you may not realize it. You know, if you are feeling impatient, that's a sure sign. If you're feeling impatient, that you are waiting. You're in the waiting. If you're feeling stuck, you are in the waiting, and you're not living your life and driving your life forward. If you feel like you are closing the doors on certain things, you don't want to open your options up, you're in the waiting. Now, this is different from saying you're opening your options up and you are just going to be with anyone just to be with somebody, or you're being with someone as far as, well, my twin is obviously with this person and doing what they're going to do, so I'm going to go ahead and be spiteful, and I'm going to get them back, and I'm going to be with somebody else. I don't care. I'll put myself on clearance. Have you heard from Lee and Sherry have said that before, about talking about putting yourself on clearance? You're going to put yourself on clearance and not value yourself. You're not going to value yourself, and you're going to devalue yourself. But you don't care, because that's what I'm going to do, because my twin won't be with me. We're not talking about that. That is not what we're talking about. And that's not what I'm recommending at all. It's keeping the door open to the magical surprises, keeping the door open to the people who are attracted to you at present for very real reasons. It doesn't have to be romantically. It can be friendship-wise, but to not limit yourself or close the door on any of those options, because you just can't do it, and you won't do it because it's not your twin. Your twin, if your twin's not available to be with you in the physical, make yourself available to your life. Because let me tell you, life goes very quickly, right? Time is speeding on by. It's speeding on by. And you have to think about that. You have to think about that and know that life is worth living. And life doesn't have to just be contingent on being with someone in a relationship. I know that you feel very strongly. I know that you have this intensity within you, this intense connection with your twins like nothing else you've ever experienced. If it's an authentic twin, believe me, I totally understand that. But the point is that it's not going to help the physical part of it, the embodiment of it, by you not being the best version of yourself. And some people lose they lose the fact, that to be your best version also means that not only do you love yourself and you're confident and you feel empowered, but the best version of yourself also means that you're showing up and you are being present within your own life, and you're being active in your own life, and you are doing all those things that you want to do in the physical, and that you can do them without your twin. You can. You can achieve so much. You can enjoy so much. And meanwhile, you're not coming off the journey and saying, screw this journey, I don't want it anymore, I don't give a shit anymore, excuse my language. You're not saying that. You're saying you are willing to to live this beautiful and miraculous life that the divine gave you. You are honoring yourself and giving yourself every opportunity to experience the physical world in a wonderful way. You are not going to just sit there in your depression and sit there and give up on your life just because your twin is not complying with what you want. Again, it's very counterproductive to coming into a reunion, because the union has to be self-union. It's union with the divine and it's self-union. And if you're able to achieve those both, then automatically there is no worry about it. When your twin is ready, and it doesn't need to be timed, and I suggest you throw the timer out the window. Do not time it. Don't. That won't help. That's only going to keep you consistently focused on the fact that I'm waiting. This is beyond time and space. But I guarantee you that you are giving your reunion the boost of energy and the best chance that it deserves if you are living your life and you're saying yes. You're opening up your options. You're taking options that you resonate with, that feel good, not that you're trying to do something or force something because your twin's not complying. But you are showing up in your life. You are doing the best that you can. And anything and everything that feels like you, any hobby, any passion, a place you wanted to visit, I don't care if it's a vacation and whatever it is. If you want to get into fitness, if you want to get into art, whatever feels like you, by doing those things and being your best version, that's going to help keep everything moving, going to keep it all in motion. That's what you want. That's what you want for you, and that's what's going to help the other you. And as you keep on moving forward, this happens, and 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 then this happens. I really want you to take that in and really reflect on it and meditate on it. And perhaps I know that it's new moon. If you're watching this in real time, we have the new moon, and we're having a solar eclipse. And I believe it's in Capricorn. And Capricorn, of course, is Earth. It's all about earthly things, manifested things. Really reflect on, okay, well, what is it that I'm doing that is not allowing me to live life? How am I putting my life on hold, or putting the brakes on, closing doors, closing options because I'm still waiting on my twin? Because I still can't do anything because of my twin. I won't do anything because of my twin. And that might be a little ritual that you do for yourself. Perhaps it's a big ritual in which you release those things. Another great thing to do is doing a road opener. That can help too. And of course, I'm very much into magic, into Wicca, into the light side of healing and transformation magic. And you might want to do a white candle. You might want to do an orange candle. And if any of you have heard of a road opener oil, it's a conjure oil. And that's a great one that you could use to just open the roads. Clear the obstacles, finally make way so that way you can move forward and not feel like you're in this same spot, and which also keeps your beloved in their same spot, and then nothing happens. So think about that, and if you do need any extra help with that, Archangel Michael is there, most willing to be contacted to help you with doing that, or if you have another special angelic that you connect with, or a spiritual guide or deity. But sometimes all it takes is for us to really just reflect upon it and think about in ways in which we are doing things. We're not even realizing that we're doing it, and it's putting the pause on our twin flame journeys. But not only is it putting the pause on the twin flame journey, you're putting a pause on your own life. And the whole point of being in the 3D is to be able to be in the 3D, is to be able to live life. This is a very short, like I said, a very short experience for us. So we need to really embrace it fully. And that's where the greatest magic, the greatest miracles, all of that will all fall into place, and we'll be pretty surprised as to what comes up. But we have to approach life from the standpoint of being open to surprises, being open to what's going to happen, because we really don't know. Do we really want to know exactly what's going to happen? What's the fun of that in life? If you knew all the answers, how would we grow? How would we learn if we knew everything? There'd be no point. So I hope that this video really spoke very strongly to people who are out there. Maybe this is one that you really needed to hear right now, and maybe this is one that you really want to go back to, and you might want to save it or like it. Maybe these are the messages that really needed to be driven home. And if so, I'm so glad. And remember this, is that every time I'm putting out content, every time I'm putting out information, this is also a reminder for me, and it's very helpful to me because, like I said, I go through my journey and I grow and I have aha moments and I come into realizations too. And, it helps a lot. The other thing that I want to leave you with is that if you are having social media desperations and social media addictions to your twin flames content, the best thing that you could do for yourself is to not be on it. I don't care if you shut the notifications off. I don't care if you have to unfollow them for a little while or whatever it is. I know that some twins, they get into this craziness of where they block their other, and I did a video specifically on that and why that happens. And I just think that it has everything to do with what we talked about. So if you find that those triggers are still happening for you, then that's a very good indicator that you are in this place where you're in the waiting and you are impatient and you are putting expectations out there, and that is why you're getting upset, and that's why you're checking so often as you do, because you just want to make sure that things are going your way. You may not think about it in that sense, but the truth is you want to make sure that things are going your way, which would be an expectation, and which is why you would consistently check to see what the deal is with your twin. But guaranteed, for many of you, what's going to be most helpful is to not even worry about it at all, perhaps not check it at all, and to really just stay very, very focused with what you're doing in your life and what you're adding to your life. And, and at the same time, there's nothing wrong with sending blessings and sending pink light or sending gold light and praying for your twins' best version to show up in their lives, helping them to step into their alignment by prayer, and thanking the universe, thanking your team for assisting your beloved with what they need to learn right now and assisting you with what you need to learn right now. We do so much asking and so much begging of, oh, please help, please help, please help, but we have to be able to accept that help and be able to allow things to unfold naturally. So that would be all for this week, and I think it's a lot to think about, and I really feel that a lot of these shifts we can make pretty quickly. They don't have to take that long. We just have to be able to shift our perspective, and then we can get through that and we can start really living our lives and having wonderful things move forward, and hence that's assisting every single area of our life, every single one. So let me know what you thought about this video. You can leave comments below, any questions below. I'll try my best to get back to as many as I can. And the best way to contact me is on the paranormalpriestess.com. You can request a reading. I have 30 minutes or I have an hour. And it would be a pleasure to be able to work with you and help clarify some things for you. Okay? Remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Take care, everyone. Much strength. And I wish you absolute magic and presence in your own life. Take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.